One of the criticisms that Zimbabweans get when they start talking is anzia munongotaura hapana zvamunoita. I just want to say yes, that is the case in most cases, and because people are not aware that instead of talking on some platforms, you could actually be talking on a different platform and making something out of that instead of just wasting time on platforms that do not pay or that do not contribute to economic growth and development. So what do I mean by this? What I simply mean is that we spend a lot of time on WhatsApp talking, which is great to a certain extent. You get to hear different ideas, but the biggest casualty of WhatsApp is the time that we spend on WhatsApp. I like the information I get. It's quite informative. I learn something every day, but the problem is that that time which I'm spending learning on Facebook is time, on WhatsApp is time I could be spending maybe making a contribution on a platform which is monetizable or which can be of greater benefit to today's generation and for future generations to come. What you will notice, for example, I always say, if you want to write a book, you can write a book anytime. If you think about a person like Paul Gascoigne, okay, with all the problems that he has, what time do you think you would have written a book if it's not been done by other people? Maybe they've hired a book writer who's written the book for him. Well, that's what I think anyway. So the same thing could be done by just talking. There's a famous, doesn't pride himself as a motivational speaker, but he is someone, well, he tells his truth, and his truth resonates with a lot of people, including myself. But what he's managed to do is to write about 3 or 4 books just by talking. He's not written a single sentence, but his talks are then transcribed into books, and he's written about 3 books already. I think he's about to publish his 4th book. So you can see how we can do things now which we could not do before. Even if we're not book writers, we can still write books, because what's contained in a book is your ideas, right? So do you necessarily have to be able to write them down? You don't. You can just speak, and then they can be transcribed into text, into written text that people can read. Okay. So what we have is the realization now that we can actually, and I always give the example of Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey is talking. Okay, all the talk show hosts in America are talking. Okay, and they're making millions from just talking on television, on radio, podcasting, YouTube videos, television programs, movies. It's all talking, isn't it? It's all talking. So we can do the same. That's all I wanted to say in this video. That let's not look down upon people who talk a lot, because there is a platform where their talking can benefit themselves and also can benefit other people. But we tend to think that we want to be, say, on someone's program, not realizing that you can actually make your own program. So you don't have to wait. Like I've heard people say, oh, this guy is such a good comedian, I think you should go and talk to Trevor Noah so that Trevor Noah can help him. And I'm thinking, look, you don't need Trevor Noah anymore. Yes, you might meet sometime, but your objective should not be to meet Trevor Noah. Your objective should be the best you can be, and then people like Trevor Noah can actually invite you if they believe that you are someone who they would like to work with. Okay, so talking is capital. Talking is something can also drive economic growth and development. So let's not discard talking. Let's not discourage those people who are talking. Let's just encourage them to use the platforms that are more meaningful and will give them a better return on investment and will waste less of their time. Thank you for listening.